Welcome guys. It's been quite a while, almost 2 years since I did my last Q&A, and I would say that this channel has grown quite significantly since then, beyond my wildest imaginations and dreams. So first of all, thank you. You know, these videos are here to kind of help you get to know me a little better if you're interested. I get tons of questions. I don't always get to answer them in the comments, so I figured let's dive deep and see what's in there. No hesitations, let's get right to the questions that you guys are so burning to have answered. Let's get to it, shall we? Anwar says, people paid a lot of money for this knowledge, but you're giving it for free. Thanks, dude. You're awesome. I know, right? Not the awesome part, but the stuff about giving information, knowledge for free. Yes, I have a course, which I charge for, but I have a ton of content online. And when people reach out to me and they're like, where's the best place to start? I say, check out my free stuff because you can learn a lot from there alone. And I plan on giving away a lot more knowledge out there. Granted, my course itself does teach stuff in a more controlled, step-by-step process. But if you just want to kind of get the basics and some fun ideas, that's what YouTube's for, and it is free. Someone asked, has the US Memory Championship risen to the international standards yet? The answer is it's still its own kind of pocket of the memory competition world, doing its own thing. It's run by a very small group of people, and they do it out of tradition of how it's been in the US, and they don't answer to the World Memory Sports Council or the International Association of Memory or whatever the Europeans and the rest of the world basically abide by, which isn't a bad thing. That whole thing is kind of in disarray anyway. So, the US does their own thing and I like it. Did you get Devine Power? No, and as someone else pointed out in that video, they're referencing Bijay Shahi saying that he had Devine Power. In the video where I interview him, maybe the only Devine Power in that video was me and my patience for all of his bullshit. Sachin Link is my son's name. He says, hey, Mr. Dellis, Mr. Dellis, what's your IQ? It's a good question. I actually don't know. I've never taken an IQ test. I think I've taken some kind of not real IQ test online, but that doesn't count. I've never taken a proper one. Maybe I should do that. That would be a cool video. Yeah, I wonder what it would be. Geez, is Bijay Shahi alive or dead? After I posted my video, a lot of people were saying, RIP Bijay Shahi, and I paused for a moment. I was freaked out that my video had caused some harm, some serious harm. But later on, thankfully that day, it was shown that he's actually alive. And I don't know if he staged his death or whatever this was. It was the most absurd few hours of my life, having to worry about that from this scammer guy. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about it. Sin X Punishment says, you speak too much. Yeah, I do. And I speak really fast. So again, if you don't like that, then you can fast forward or watch another video by someone else. Madrix says, dude, you could be a great travel vlogger. You're a great presenter. You should try the travel food vlogs. Interesting. And honestly, that's what I kind of hoped to have done with my channel early on. You'll see I did some little travel things. They weren't really vlogs necessarily, but there are people who do that way better than I do. My philosophy is whenever I make a video, if I want it to be about travel or if I want it to be about food, I always think about it through the lens of how can I make this relevant to the mind or memory. So you'll see I did once a video on food, cooking food, how to memorize a recipe. I was on Everest. I didn't just want to do Everest vlogs, so I did stuff related to how to memorize things on the mountain, that kind of thing. I'm obsessed with memory and I'm glad I found Nelson, very helpful. Thank you. I'm glad you found me too. Rohan here says, I also have learned 1,000 pi digits. I am not joking. Oh, I believe you. Wish I could hear your thoughts real time while doing this. I forget which video this is from, but yeah, ultimately, when I'm memorizing stuff, a lot is happening in my mind and I can't always vocalize what I'm doing, but I guarantee you that what's going on up here is very strange, possibly rated R, rated X, sometimes. But yeah, hey, that's what makes it memorable. Carrie in here asks, but can you remember the usernames of all your subscribers? Believe it or not, when I was about to hit 100,000 subscribers, one of the ideas I had was to memorize some of my subscribers, believe it or not, their names. I wasn't gonna do 100,000. That would have been an epic task for something that would have been useful for a video, and that's it. But I was thinking of maybe doing 1,000 or something like that. Still an idea for the future. Would you recommend a spread reading training app? No, I would not. Just read the book with your eyes, use your hands, watch my video on how to read faster. But the speed reading apps, yeah, no. Daniel Flores says, I don't understand why Nelson doesn't have any more subscribers. I find amazing his way of teaching about memory, practical examples, and warm personality. Thank you. Your time will come, Nelson. Thanks for all your content. By the way, I read your book. It's wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what it necessarily means when my time will come. I was happy to get 10,000 subscribers. I was happy to even get 100,000 after that. And now almost 250,000. Like, I almost feel like I don't even want to touch anything more because I like the fan base that I have. I don't necessarily want it to be 1 million. That seems really daunting, and I don't think I deserve to have 1 million people watch my videos constantly. That seems very strange. I can't remember what I ate yesterday. Yeah, probably me neither. No, I can remember. This guy says, you looks like Chuck Norris. Okay, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I'll take it. Kinda. Don't flash your credit card number at this guy, this person says. Funny story, I think I have a video, I'm gonna share it right here if I have it. But basically, back in the day, when I had friends and I wasn't married with kids, I would go out, believe it or not. And one of my close friends, Diogo, would always kind of hype me up and tell everybody about what I do, the memory stuff, because I never volunteered that information. And we were at a restaurant, everybody had just chipped in their credit cards, there were 10 of us, for a big bill. And Diogo said, hey, to the manager, if you can memorize all these credit cards, would you give us the bill for free? The manager was like, yeah, okay. How much time do you want? And he was like, I'll give you 5 minutes. I was thinking it was impossible, but I was like, this is actually pretty easy. Sure you want to do that? Anyways, I did it. And yeah, we didn't get the bill for free. The guy was like, yeah, I can't do that. But he did give us free desserts. Do you have Insta? Yes, I do. It's at Nelzor, at Nelzor. It's kind of going through an identity crisis. I don't know whether to post stuff about mountains, stuff about memory, tips about memory, or my life. It's a bit of a smorgasbord of stuff right now. Thoughts on Howard Berg. So, I don't know enough about him to really say anything, but I might investigate and maybe do a video on that. You know my stance on speed reading, and I've seen videos of him, and he doesn't look like a scam, but some of the things he says are a bit out of the ordinary, a la Bijay Shahi. I don't know. I'd have to do more research to really understand. Maybe I can even try to interview him. These comments are just so boring. You don't need to write from Nepal every time you say something. Yeah, you do, man. I love hearing from my Nepalese fan base. You guys have come in droves over the last few months, and I'm so appreciative of you guys. I love Nepal. So yeah, always let me know that you're from Nepal. I love that comment. Stop calling it Morse Code. Do I say Morse? Morse Code? Morse Code, Morse Code, Morse Code, Morse Code, Morse Code, Morse Code. I swear this is the man that created Morse Code. I did not. That was Mr. Morse. Hey, from Yanjaa. Yanjaa, she's gonna kill me. Your mild OCD also helps with editing perfectly. Cries into YouTube. Thank you. I always love getting messages from other memory athletes. If you don't know who Yanjaa is, she is way better than me and an awesome memory champion. I'll link her channel in the description. Give her some love. She's got some great videos out there. What's some of your favorite books? Ooh, that's a big question. I did a video on that, some of my favorite, most influential books. I'm gonna do another book on some of my favorite, I'm gonna do another video on some of my favorite books. So that'll come soon. But man, I like climbing books, I like math books, I like science books. I read a ton of nonfiction. The only fiction that I really read are, you know, fantasy books. And I reread fantasy books. So I'm always reading stuff by Tolkien, basically Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. I've reread them so many times. I really should try something new. You could just use photo reading and read it in a day. So I think this is from my read a book in a day video. Photo reading though is complete garbage. This is what it looks like. I'm not even kidding. So I might react to this in another video, but it is not real. How did you select the people corresponding with each 3-digit sequence? So in my memory system, I at one point in my life came up with 1,000 different people to represent each possibility for 3 digits, 000 all the way to 999. I have a video on this, but I basically used my original 2-digit system, which I developed at the very beginning. It was 100 people. And when I expanded it to 1,000, I basically made that extra digit. It's hard to explain in this short video, but I use categories, right? Based on the original 100 that I had. Is it available in Arabic, my book? It is not, unfortunately. I wish it was. It's available in Japanese, Chinese, Ukrainian, Russian, or whatever that is, and Thai. I hate to get into an argument with this guy and he just starts bringing up every single bad thing I've ever done since the moment I was born. Yeah, funny about that. That actually doesn't happen. My wife can tell you that. I forget a lot of day-to-day stuff. She's the one that remembers stuff like a hawk. It's not that bad to get in an argument with me, unless we're talking about numbers that I've memorized or cards or something. Yeah, I forget the day-to-day stuff a lot. I was in a punk band. Shows him wearing an anime shirt. I respect you even greater. Yeah, I was in a punk band called Squandered Youth. And yeah, I remember that. That was the picture you're talking about. I was wearing a Hookup shirt, which is a skateboarding brand. They always had like an anime kind of logo on it. This is literally the first time I have never skipped a sponsor ad. Cool. Yeah, most people do. I do. So I appreciate that. Fun fact, the color green actually helps you remember things more frequently. Did you know that? I fucking didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Hi, Nelson. How do you do in casino? Good question. I don't do much with my memory in casinos, but I do count cards. Don't tell anybody, but I actually do. I play on a blackjack team, and we meet occasionally to play in Vegas and other casinos around the country, and we do pretty well. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Can remember the placement of the cards in the deck, forgets what suit he's doing. Yeah, I did that in a video once. I was trying to memorize all where the hearts were, and I did the diamonds, or vice versa. I forgot that. Yeah, man, I don't remember everything. Memorizing 500 digits isn't hard. I guess I said that somewhere. It really isn't. If you have enough time, you could do it. I don't want to diss a little kid. This is the little kid 3 seconds later. Yeah, sorry. Alex Mullen. How to memorize Chinese characters and traditional complex grammar. Nelson. Animal Crossing. One more reason to love this guy. Both of them are awesome, this other person replies. I agree. Alex's channel is awesome. Please check him out. He's way better than I am. Yeah, I thought the Animal Crossing one was fun. I might do some other video games one coming soon. In relation to that, you should do some games like GTA 5, Minecraft, or anything. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, point here, I definitely want to do that. I don't want to make my channel too focused on video games, but I love video games. So I definitely want to do more memory palaces or memory palace related stuff inside other video games that are popular at the moment. I love this comment. This is probably my favorite comment I've ever read by Christopher A. I watched this video whilst consuming a pizza and a beer. I acknowledge and appreciate this video. I acknowledge and appreciate it indeed. God, I love that. I gave it a nice little heart. And I think I replied, it's music to my ears, because if you're watching my video, you've sat down with a pizza and a beer just to watch my video. Man, what an absolute honor. So thank you, Christopher. I imagine you shoot your videos in all these different locations just to add to your list of memory palaces you can use. That's true. Yeah. I mean, part of the reason I love to go to new places and shoot them is to actually build a memory in that place. And often those places I will use as a new memory palace. Yeah, for sure. Could you make a video on how you practice? I would love to be able to have a regular practice regimen. Yeah, great idea. It's on my list of videos that I want to make. Yeah. From Chris Ramsay. Actually had a blast filming this. Great to hang out and hope to do it again soon. God, I love Chris Ramsay. You know, I had a friend back in high school named Chris Ramsay. So when he reached out to me on Instagram, this was about 2 years ago, I was like, oh, that guy from high school, cool. Good to hear from him. And then I saw there was a blue check mark by his name and I was like, wait a minute. This is the puzzle guy, maybe? And it was. And he was freaking cool about everything. He loved memory. We did a collaboration. If you haven't seen those videos, please get to them. They're so much fun. And I went up to his studio in Montreal and we had a blast. Love to do it again, to be honest, if you'll have me. I know he's got a new studio, but Chris, if you're watching, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Do you ever think birds and squirrels see stuff like this and think, who's this guy talking to? He's nuts. Yeah, I like to get in little corners of wherever I am and film as if I'm like got different camera angles and stuff. And the one that he's talking about is where I'm in the back of this kind of forest, talking to the trees, talking to the floor. Yeah, I definitely had to be very creative in where I was looking for places to shoot. But yeah, this is pretty funny. But can you read a 1,000-page book in 10 minutes though? No more Bijay Shahi references, please. No more. Nelson, which camera are you using? Oof, this is constantly changing. I like to shoot on Canons. For a while, I was just shooting with a Canon 1DX. That was ages ago, Mark II. Then I got a cinema camera, so the C200 for a while. And now, hey Nelson, what is written on the tattoo which is on your wrist? I guess it's Elvish, but I'm not sure. Can you please answer my question? God, I was waiting for this. Yes, it is Elvish. Have I ever talked about this? I don't think so. Whoa, I got this tattoo in New Zealand on a Lord of the Rings tour. How geeky is that? I don't mind, I think it's awesome. Yeah, it basically says, hell is others. L'enfer c'est les autres, which is a French quote from one of my favorite plays, Huis clos. Huis clos, huis clos. Huis clos, which means no exit, translated in English, by Jean-Paul Sartre, or Jean-Paul Sartre, if you want to say it that way.
De l'heure. De l'heure. De l'heure. De l'heure. De l'heure.
It's always just a reminder that no matter what, people are going to judge you. That's the hell that you can't escape about others. And so with that knowledge, you just got to let go, right? It's the equivalent to like, you know, a sorority girl getting breathe or let it go on the wrist, right? But in a geekier way, I guess. How coincidental. I'm just watching the Netflix doc and looked for your YouTube videos and now I see you're learning Dutch. I'm from the Netherlands. Cool. I chose this comment because the Netflix film, it is no longer on Netflix, unfortunately. I'm so bummed by that because so many people found me because of that. And it was a great way to learn about memory sports. It is trying to find a new home. It might be on some kind of other streaming platform soon, but not Netflix, unfortunately. Oh, I'm so bummed. So cool to say I had a show on Netflix, but it'll be back and I will tell you where it is once it is back somewhere in the universe. Hey, a message from John Graham, another USA Memory champion, the 2018 champion. I got chills when you talked about one of your happiest memories. When we reflect on our memories, it's the emotion that we remember the most. You're absolutely right. Being present where your feet are can help us go deeper into that moment. Great video. He's talking about my Kilimanjaro video. And yeah, man, thanks for the comment. Love hearing that from other memory enthusiasts as well. Another question, how are you getting these smooth shots? Is it drones with a gimbal? I do use drones for certain shots, and I do use gimbals for certain shots. I shoot everything myself, more or less, so doing the gimbal thing, I need someone helping me, and I rarely have someone doing that. Yeah, this is a one-man show, man. I'm not big enough of a YouTube channel to have like a crew filming me or editing for me. I do everything in-house, at least for now. Although, man, I don't know if I could trust anybody to do it for me. So I stress myself out with all the work I do for this channel, but I just got to do it myself. Nice. Could you do a video on how to memorize equations? Great. It is in the stack. I'm going to do that video. I promise this year. I promise. Chessboard isn't set up correctly. Oh, I got this message so many times and I know I fucked up one of the shots or a couple of the shots I had. I think the queen and the king in the wrong place. I really actually, for that whole video, there were a lot of moving pieces. I had to cut and reset it a lot of times. I was trying to be so conscious of where I put the pieces because I knew the trolls out there would find it, and they did, so whoops. Just curious, in seeing your take on public speaking, what's going through your mind when you're giving a speech, when you're given a subject you're speaking on? So I give memory presentations a lot, and I speak for big crowds, it's for small crowds, depends. But you know, I feel like the more I think about it, the worse I do. Like yesterday I had a talk and I was like, maybe I should do something new and kind of try something. And I was just like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna stick to what I know. And honestly, like, I get a bit nervous when I start, just a little bit, and then it goes away. But during that moment, I'm always like, what am I gonna say? How am I gonna start saying it? But then I realized, like, if I think too much about that, I just come out and blurt the wrong thing. So I actually try to erase anything in my mind before I get on stage because my personality just comes out. And I'm passionate about memory, the subject I'm speaking of, and that's all that matters. It comes across and I know what I'm talking about. So it ends up going totally fine if I do that. Do you think it would work to go to Google Earth and start using street mode to walk through a path multiple times and use it as memory pals? Heck yeah, what a cool idea. I never even thought of that, but definitely if you struggle to have memory palaces, go to Google Earth or Google Maps and do the street view thing, and you have the whole world at your disposal, right? Learn the abacus. It's coming, my friends. I actually have trained a little bit with some soroban experts, and I plan to do a intro to soroban, how to do simple calculations on a soroban video quite soon. I don't want you to do a blindfold speedrun. I challenge you to do it. And I said, challenge accepted. You wait, I have a world record attempt coming up. Anyways, that's it. Great questions, great comments. So thank you so much. And maybe we'll do another one of these in a couple more years. Who knows where we'll be then, or if I'll even be doing YouTube stuff. Yeah, I think I will be, but you never know. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you to the new people who have joined. And if you're just kind of passing by, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe as well. I got some really fun videos related to memory in the mind coming up, so don't miss those. I'll see you later. I'm out.